We're back for another episode of Talkin' Tech. Not sure what number we're on, but
Neither am I, my friend.
but we've actually done a good number at this point.
Yeah, we're probably upwards of 10, I would think.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Back with the start, a couple months back. Going strong on number 10 plus.
Yeah.
On this episode, I know we're going to be chatting about a couple things about websites.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're a business or an organization with a website looking for some potential improvements, then this could be a great one to listen in on.
Definitely. It's in our professional opinion, not just personal opinion, but professional opinion, things that can really improve either the performance or the look or just like general functionality of your website.
Yeah, and some things that people, I think, can think are out of reach, but especially if you're on WordPress, are things that are really pretty easy to do. Of course, again, from our perspective, might be a little easier, but WordPress is an awesome platform. I know that's something that we wanted to start on.
This is an unofficial WordPress ad.
Yes, yes. There's no doubt, in our experience, that WordPress is the way to go, especially if you want some of these features that we're going to be talking about today. That WordPress allows you to use these things called plugins, and with a simple click of a button to install, that you can add these add-ons onto your WordPress site.
In our experience, just by far the most customizable in terms of like web development platforms, I guess.
Yeah.
No shade to Squarespace and Wix and Weebly and all that stuff, but I definitely, we have a few clients who don't have their sites hosted on WordPress, and I always kind of dread going to work in those just because I'm so used to the WordPress functionality,
Right. Yeah, and that's the main thing. I mean, if you want a website with text and images, you can kind of go anywhere. But if you want any additional features, you're almost certainly going to want to be on WordPress.
Right. And the best part about it is that most of the features are completely free.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're working on Squarespace and you want something that's not a standard cookie cutter website, you're probably going to have to pay an extra like premium package or something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But that's why we love WordPress. It's free.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying a little bit for the hosting, but anywhere you go, you're going to be paying for the hosting.
Right.
And I know we wanted to talk about, you go on WordPress, it's a little intimidating because, okay, maybe you think you might have to start coding, you might have to pick up a new language, but that's just not the case, especially if you use some kind of theme builder like Divi or Elementor, are kind of the two most popular.
Mm-hmm.
Then right out of the gate, you can start building and customizing your own site without code.
Yeah.
A little heavier on the load speeds, but especially if we're making a site that we know a client wants an active role in, we'll put one of these theme builders on. You can Google it and go to their websites and check it out. We'll install one of these theme builders. We have clients with no development experience that now can go in and make adjustments to their site.
Right. Yeah. Not only is it easy for us because I personally don't know how to code.
Yeah.
Maybe I could put like a header on there, but it's so user friendly in terms of people who might not be the most technologically advanced, where you can just go in and put in your own photos or make your own blog post or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't want to put any of these plugins in any particular order except for this one. I think having a theme builder on your website is so important to creating something that's totally unique to you, because it gives you all the opportunities to do that.
Right.
Any standard WordPress site, can you got the header and then the wall text and then like a photo here, photo there. You have so many different options and templates for that matter that you can just choose and customize completely to your whim.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that we'll typically start out. So some people will come to us and they'll know exactly what kind of website they want. Some people, they'll come to us and they have no idea. So we can actually start with some of these templates just as samples
Hmm.
of maybe we start with this sort of section or this kind of section or this font styling and pairing. And then once we kind of hone in on the general style, then we can go back and basically start from scratch, but with that in mind.
Right.
So it's a great place to start if you don't yet have a website and you're looking to, maybe you have one from 2005, and you're looking to get onto a new platform. That's a great option because you might not know where to start. The themes, not only are they easy to customize, but can give you a good starting point.
Definitely.
So that's a great start. And then I know once we have our website, a couple of features that we might be looking into. One of our most popular, one of our favorite that we use is Yoast.
I love Yoast, especially
Yeah.
as a person who does a lot of content writing.
Yeah.
It's my best friend.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about Yoast and how you use it and how other businesses can use it.
Yeah, so Yoast is an SEO plugin um, in which you can do a lot of different things. So I'll just kind of take you through my process as the best way to explain it. So say I'm writing for a client. The first thing I want to do when I'm writing this SEO page is identify the keyword um, and all of the things that come with the main keyword, like the heading, the slug, all that different stuff. So on our first little tab, it's a really, really easy user interface. Wherever you're writing the content, all you have to do is scroll down the page and your Yoast information is right there. So it's super, super easy. It's right there. You don't have to click between tabs or anything. So in this Yoast plugin, you can enter the keyword, and so it'll then scan the text for the keyword, and it'll also scan the text for different attributing factors to SEO writing, like transition words and active and passive voice. You've got text length. You've got different image attributes. So it's really like an all-in-one shop to check your work and make sure it's up to snuff in terms of SEO writing.
Yeah, the full 35 requirements
Yeah.
for an optimized web page,
And
or
it gives you
right there.
Yeah, it gives you a really easy way to tell if your content is good enough. It's got a grading system of 3 different smiley faces. You've got the red frowny face, which is
Yep.
bad
Bad
SEO.
news. Bad news.
Yeah. You've got the orange. I don't even know how to describe him. He's like indifferent.
Indifferent, yeah.
Yeah. Which is okay. And then you got the green smiley, which is my favorite.
That's what we go for.
Yeah. In addition to the SEO attributes that need to be met, it's also got readability, which is another big important factor for good SEO writing. So it's going to tell you, if you're using your keyword too many times and if you need more links, and it's also going to tell you that you're using too many big words, like people aren't going to read this.
Yeah.
So as a person who does a lot of SEO writing for, we were just talking about like 15 different clients as of right now, it's definitely my best friend. It keeps me from going crazy.
Yeah.
It'll tell you what's wrong as well, which is really nice. It doesn't just tell you what you're doing right. It tells you what you need to improve upon. So it makes the process really, really easy.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean clients on my side of the world too. So you have your side of the world clients and my side of the world clients. I know there are a lot. There's some that like to. So we'll curate content and send it over to them. Sometimes they'll even like to go in and make those little adjustments. And like you were saying, Yoast is so easy. You go to edit the page, you scroll down, it's right there. Again, this is something clients without experience in web development or even SEO, we give a little instruction, we tell them how to navigate, and then they like to take it from there themselves. So it's something that I've seen business owners without experience do, and that is the main impact of your ranking
Right.
in search results.
Yeah.
So people that don't have that are missing out on all online traffic, essentially, unless it's a Google Business Profile that just shows up because you have a pin on a map.
Right.
No organic search without that SEO in the indexing, and they actually give you the sitemap too, which is really cool. So
They do, yeah.
So without Yoast, you have to go through other channels to get the sitemap, which is basically how Google reads your website to put it into search. Yoast gives you the sitemap right there. So you just take it, submit it, rather than trying to navigate around, putting every page in individually. No more of that. So, but you can tell our love for Yoast is strong. So other things that business owners might use. I mean, I'm thinking you want to do some e-commerce.
Absolutely.
Maybe
big selling point.
Maybe you want to sell merch, or you want to sell gift cards, or whatever it could be for your particular business. We can install WooCommerce on a WordPress site. And WooCommerce is WordPress specific e-commerce.
Right.
So it's a quick install. So that it gets a little bit more complicated because then we have to define the shipping requirements when that's needed.
Right.
We're setting up Stripe so that you can process credit card payments through the platform as well. But with a couple steps of setup, and that's where working with one of us to do that is usually nice, but it's very straightforward, and it's an addition. To be able to process payments on your website. That's a huge upgrade.
Right. Yeah, there's another revenue stream.
Yes.
Essentially.
Exactly. Or if you're just offering services and you want online payments.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
you don't even have to ship anything.
Yeah, exactly. There are digital products. So it runs the whole gambit. If there's something that someone can pay for, PayPal is a good option. Usually we'll use that as an additional option for folks, but setting up that WooCommerce with those Stripe payments, I mean, come on, you put your credit card in and it's done directly to your bank account.
Right.
Won't have to say any more about that.
Say no more. Now, I don't know a whole lot about WooCommerce. I haven't done any builds with e-commerce. Is it a free platform?
It is. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So WooCommerce is totally free. You can buy add-ons.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how they make their money. Is that there are a bunch of additional kind of premium features that you can add on, like adding shipping labels to products and identifying shipping radiuses very exactly, and lots of things. I mean, you can really do anything with WooCommerce. I mean, the biggest brands in the country use it, but the free version is just fine for most businesses, especially if you're a local business.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to get crazy with the premium plugins.
Right.
So yeah, the price is right.
And that's the same thing with Yoast. The basic version is totally free, and as a small business owner, if you're wanting to write this SEO yourself, that's all you need.
Yeah.
When you get into the premium version, it gets a little more complicated with the things it tells you. So just stick to the free version.
Yeah,
that's what we use too.
Yeah, just stay free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's definitely some benefits to doing the upgrades, but again, they're all situational. We'll upgrade particular plugins per client as required. If someone needs very specific things for their business, we'll do whatever it takes to acquire them.
Right.
But generally, free is perfectly fine. So it's big addition. All right, what else could people do? So now they can build the website and customize it. They can buy products on the site. They can optimize their website for search. And again, all for free. So the Divi theme builder you would have to pay for if you were doing it yourself. But,
Right.
It's a reasonable price. Other things that you can do on your website, we've seen, of course, like a booking calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Or a booking calendar or a calendar of events. Just listing, especially for nonprofits, they have events coming up. They want to be able to list everything right on there. You can click through to a calendar. This is another thing that can be free as well, especially if you go through a company like IT Edge, where we can, we essentially have bought all of these platforms in bulk.
Right.
So then if a client needs them, then we can just give them access to our license, and they don't have to pay for anything,
Right.
which is a great advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kinds of events. Basically, if you have events anywhere in your business and organization, and you don't have a calendar on your website, that's something that should probably be a priority.
Definitely. I also am drawn to thinking of people in trades, like an HVAC business, perhaps. If you're working in HVAC and you're, struggling with maintaining all your appointments or you're getting a lot of new appointments, a great way to handle that is to have a booking calendar on your website.
Yeah.
The client can go right into there, schedule an appointment for a free day. It goes directly to you. No more managing, writing down all your client times.
Right.
It's all directly on the website. That goes for any service, really.
Yeah. Yeah, and there are client management systems that even go beyond WordPress, of course. I've seen what works really well is that you might not want to do even like this. The full client management system through WordPress is incredible, but even if you don't want to go quite that far, then you can just have free like consultations.
Right.
So you can just book out the consultation calls, and then if they agree to move forward, then you can move them into like a proprietary system, like a massage therapist or a hairdresser or barber or something like that. They'll usually have some kind of system that they use to manage their clients. But for that initial call, or if they just have questions or inquiries, but you want to block out time in your schedule, there are plugins where you put in your availabilities. Okay, I have 5 30-minute slots, here. Then people can go in, see what slots are available, and book those initial consultations right there.
Right.
So that's another great use of a website, and a plugin that we can definitely install.
Yeah, not only is it just a cool thing to have on your website, it's also doing its part to make your life and running your business easier,
Yep.
which is what a website ultimately should do.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that gets lost in translation a lot of times because it can be a lot of work up front to get a
Yep.
custom website and everything. But ultimately, the website's there to keep you from having to explain yourself over and over again about what you do,
Yep.
or, any number of those things. So ultimately, it's there to make life easier for you, not
Yeah.
harder.
Well, and that's a great point that I think a lot of small business owners and or people that run organizations, I think a website used to be a brochure. You'd go on, and it still is in some sense, where you go on and, like you were saying, you can send links rather than a 30-minute discussion.
Right.
Say, oh, I have all of that detailed on my website on this page. Here you go. Email it over to you. I think that's kind of what websites were for the first 20 or 30 years that websites were around. But now I think a website is a lot more. So with all these features, it's not only, okay, here's our URL, here's our web address, go check it out, and it's a home page and an about us, and maybe if you're getting fancy, a contact form.
Right.
Now it's so much more to make your life easier and your business more efficient.
Right.
With optimizing and customizing, doing booking calendars. So another feature that we were talking about is like a translator plugin. So maybe you have clients or potential clients or people in your organization that speak multiple languages. That's something where rather than having multiple websites, you have one website and a translator plugin. So you can just switch it right there.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? It just...
It's great.
Yeah, it really is. Additionally, like we were talking about, different focuses of the website, what it can do for your business. It's also a great way to kind of let your personality and your business's personality shine through. And what better way to do that than a social media plugin?
Yep. Social media feed.
Yes, sir.
That's what we do.
Yeah. I don't even know how many clients at this point, but I know we've installed it for multiple different website builds that we've done.
Yeah. It's become standard.
It
for
really
sure.
has, yeah. You know, owning a website, operating a website, things can get a little static sometimes.
Mhm.
And when things get static, I know as a consumer, if I go into a static website, I'm thinking, okay, like how dedicated is this business to like maintaining its image or giving a good first impression.
Yeah.
But the fix, excuse me, can be as simple as just a social media feed,
Mm-hmm.
which is really nice because it'll take the posts from your social media and auto-populate them on your homepage or your social page or wherever you want to put it.
Yep.
But you're getting those constant updates and that constant new look to the site.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The main thing that I've seen people are struggling with, and what ultimately leads them to that, is that they're like, okay, so I have a Facebook page and a website where I have a blog and an email list, and so all of these platforms get so overwhelming to manage. I mean, especially if someone has an event or they want to make an announcement, then they're like, okay, well, every time I have to do this, I have to post it on all my social media accounts, and then I have to go into my website, or God forbid you don't have access to the website, so you're sending it to like a third party developer that then has to
Right.
put. So it makes it so much easier where I just post this flyer on Instagram, and my Instagram feed automatically goes to my website. So I've posted it, and then Instagram is automatically connected to Facebook. So I've just saved an hour of time by posting to one place, which is then spread to two other ones. And
Right.
that's not even counting if you use a tool like we use, like SCMrush, where you can post to multiple platforms simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
You can really save time and keep your audience informed
Yeah,
with something like that.
definitely.
But that's definitely, we've done YouTube as well,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on
like
our own
YouTube
personal site.
feeds. Yeah, that's something that we've been getting into, is doing that auto-populating YouTube feed directly to the website. If you have video content, or a YouTube channel, even if it's like a podcast or something where it's just audio, rather than putting it in multiple places, it's boom, it's on YouTube. Now it's also on our website. So it goes for video content as well.
Yeah. Not only are you putting more content out there, which is just automatically going to be better for you,
Yeah.
it's saving you time and being easier than the former.
Yep. Exactly. Great. Well, I think so we have the new website or an existing website. We got a theme builder. You're customizing it. We got Yoast SEO, a plugin for SEO and search engine optimization efforts. You can sell products on your website and accept payments directly through your website with WooCommerce. We can get a calendar of events so you can see what's coming up, and a booking calendar to book appointments or consultations. We have social media feeds where we can post one place and get our message in multiple places. That sounds like a pretty dynamic website to me.
I agree. I'd want to go there. I want to spend some time surfing around.
Oh yeah. Hey, you'll find me everywhere on those pages. But if you have any questions about any of those, and these are all things, I mean, most of these are free,
Yeah.
if not all of them. It's really just a matter of working with a developer. If you don't already have a developer, then we'd be happy to help. Or you can do a lot of these things yourself
Yeah.
if you're an adventurous type. But these are things that you can add on in a matter of hours to, as you can see from that paragraph I just listed, really make your website dynamic rather than just that static brochure page.
Totally agree.
All right, so that'll be it, I think, for this episode
Yeah.
of Talkin' Tech. If you have any questions, you always know where to find us. I'm Braden, and this is Noah. And feel free to reach out with any questions. We're looking forward to making your site more exciting and dynamic. See you on the next episode.